Hi friends, Alan here with 5 Branches Yoga. In this session I'm going to be going over some quick warm-ups to help you get ready for the day and just about any kind of physical activity you might be thinking about getting involved in. The only props that you might need for this practice today are a couple of blocks, a yoga strap or a scarf, something to lengthen your reach in some of these postures. Let's go ahead and get started today standing on our feet, feet about shoulders width apart, and just begin to shift your weight from side to side. Taking a moment to get into your feet, into your foundation, and to find your center. When you're ready, distribute weight to both of your feet. Come to center. Maybe rock your hips from side to side. And forward and back. Come to center. Interlace your fingers. And then let your arms hang heavy. Eyes can be open or closed here. And take a moment to just allow yourself to arrive. Find a comfort zone and a sense of peace. Begin to bring some awareness to your breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Begin to engage your legs, your glutes. Lift your chest. Maybe slightly roll your shoulders around just a little bit. Nothing too big or major here. And when you're ready, go ahead and exhale all of your air. Inhale, keeping your hands together, reach them up towards the sky, riding the breath all the way to the top. Triceps come by the ears, reaching evenly through both arms. Exhale, lower down, riding the breath all the way to the bottom. Inhale, reach up. Imagine you're trying to scrape your knuckles towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. Release the clasp. Exhale, cactus your arms, slowly bringing your elbows down towards your hips. And then let your arms hang by your sides for a moment. Gradually make some circles with your shoulders in one direction. And then reverse. Come to center and begin to draw small circles with the crown of your head in one direction. And reverse direction. Just gradually getting into the body here, waking up the spine. Come to center. Lower your chin towards your chest. And begin to rock your head from side to side. And then begin to roll your head all the way around, being gentle with yourself and gently working around any overly tight areas. And reverse direction. Remembering to breathe. And then come to center. Bring your arms to a capital T. Palms are facing down. And begin to draw small circles in one direction. Pick up a little bit of speed here. And we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reverse direction. Pick up a little bit of speed here. And we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Bring some awareness to your shoulders and just make note of how they each feel, if it's different from side to side or if you feel pretty balanced on either side. And then begin to make some bigger circles. And we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reverse direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your hands out in front of you, palms facing down. Make two fists. And then begin to open and close your hands, flicking your fingers out as if you're trying to sprinkle water into the space in front of you. Begin to pick up a little bit of speed here. And we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You got this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your elbows to the bottom of your rib cage. Hands are extended out in front of you, palms facing up, fingertips together. Begin to draw small circles with your fingertips, moving primarily from your wrists. And then gradually make those circles bigger and bigger. And we're going to be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center and reverse. Start making small circles first, and then let them get bigger and bigger. I was getting a little tongue twisted there. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Reach your hands up overhead, palms facing each other. Make two fists, and then begin to open and close your hands once again. Flicking your fingers outward. Maybe imagine you're trying to sprinkle some water over your head to make rainbows all around yourself. And we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Hang in there even if you have to slow down. 6, 5. You can do this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake that out. Just building up some heat in the forearms, waking up the wrists. Step your feet wide on the mat, wider than your shoulders. And shift your weight to your left foot as you point through your right big toe. And then lift your right foot off the ground, tap it down, lower your heel as you roll back onto the sole of your foot. Shift your weight to your right foot as you extend and point through your left big toe. Lift, tap, roll back down. This time we're going to add a little bit to it. Shift your weight to your left foot, point through your right big toe. Swivel and twist to the left side. Lift your right toe, tap it down, bend your knees, and roll onto the top of your foot, curling your toes under, keeping all of your weight on the standing foot. And then begin to press into the mat through the top of your right foot as you extend your legs, squeezing your glutes, getting a nice stretch along the front side of your leg, your shin, and a nice flex into the calf muscle. And then bend your knees, relax your foot, kick through the top once again as you turn forward and point your toe and then roll back down, lowering your heel. Shift your weight to your right foot, point all the way through your left. Swivel to the right, roll on top of your left foot, bend your knees, keeping all of your weight on your right foot, and then begin to kick the ground away, extending all the way through your legs, squeezing your glutes. Chest is lifted, getting a nice stretch along the front side of your shin bone there. And then bend your knees, straighten, swivel forward, lower your heel. Now we're going to put that into some action. You can start out by just shifting your weight from side to side, reaching through your arms as they swing from side to side as well. And whenever you feel like it, you can swivel around, roll onto the top of your foot, kick through, spin around. This is one that you can take some time to explore in. Maybe pause the video for just a moment and get a nice feel. Maybe you even want to bend your legs, so you bend your knees as you come through the transition from one side to the next. Reaching all the way through your fingertips. And just play around with this some, getting your blood flowing, breaking up and loosening stuck energy, getting your heart pumping, and waking up your spine as well. Stay with this and explore some movement for as long as you wish here. Just waking up and getting into the body, warming up the hips, the hip flexors and the hip extensors. And then when you're ready, meet me at the top of the mat. Big toes are touching with a little bit of space in between your ankles. Take just a moment to catch your breath here. Find your center. Tap into a sense of peace. And when you're ready, inhale, sweep your hands up, palms facing or touching each other. If your palms are touching each other, begin to press them into one another. And then exhale, bend your knees, sitting down as we come into chair pose. Breathe at your own pace here. Pull your knees back a little bit if you can. Sit your hips a little bit lower. It's okay if your torso goes at a diagonal. Keep pressing your palms together. It doesn't have to be maximum effort, just activating your triceps here. Lift all 10 toes, spread them wide, press them back into the ground. Slightly lean forward until you feel them engage. Pull your knees back some, lower your hips just a little bit more, and we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold, generous bend to the knees. Let your head hang heavy. And catch your breath. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Lift your shoulders by your ears, roll them back, lower them down, lift through your chest. Legs are engaged. Inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky, palms facing or touching each other. Slightly lean forward until you feel your toes engage, and then raise your heels. Reach your fingertips all the way towards the sky. Fix your gaze on something stationary to help you with your balance, and then exhale, slowly lower down. We're going to lift and lower here, so rise up, lower down, rise up, lower down. We are here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it on the top, reaching, really pushing through the ground, activating your calves as much as you comfortably can, and then slowly lower your heels to the ground. Bring your hands to your knees, lower your hips, and begin to draw some circles with your knees in one direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come forward. Sit your hips low as you lean forward into the balls of your feet. Just getting a nice little calf stretch in here. And then rise up. Step your feet wide. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw some circles with your hips in one direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reverse direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Bring your hands to a prayer position. Forearms are horizontal, elbows are pointing towards the sides. Chest is lifted, legs are engaged, glutes are engaged. Press your palms in towards one another. Not maximum effort, just enough to engage some muscles here. And then take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Grip the mat through your toes. Lower your hips down into a nice active squat here. Keep pressing your palms in towards one another. We're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your arms out in front of you and then slowly lower down. If you need to, you could lift your heels off of the ground. Bring your palms to the top of the mat and lean into them. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Sit back towards a child's pose, an extended child's pose. Inhale, pull your chest forward as you press your hips towards the ground. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side here. Come back to an all fours. Lift your knees off the ground and then walk your feet back to a wide squat, a passive squat here. And then lift your hips once again. Step your left foot to the back of the mat and rock forward and backwards here. Maybe you want to come onto your fingertips. Maybe you want to get some blocks here to put under your hands. Make this a little bit more accessible. And just rock your hips back and forth, bringing some heat into your hip flexors. And then when you're ready, settle down into this low lunge. Gaze is over the horizon. Your back leg is fully extended and active, pressing, kicking down into the ground. Glutes are squeezed. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, settle in just a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Breathe at your own pace here and rock forward and back a few times. And then when you're ready, settle in, take a deep breath. Staying active through that back leg, kicking down into the ground. Gaze is over the horizon. Exhale, settle into it just a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come up into an active squat. And then bring your palms back to the mat. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Come into an all fours position. You can move your blocks out of the way if you like. Toes are untucked. Wrists are under the shoulders. Knees are in line with the hips. Bring a little bit of space in between your fingers, but not so much that they're spread to their maximum width. And begin to grip the mat through your fingers, almost as if you're trying to make suction cups with your hands, or like you're a frog trying to grip onto the glass as it climbs up. And then when you're ready, begin to draw some circles over your wrists in one direction. Feel free to allow your spine to get involved here and begin to sway around, making circles with your rib cage. And notice how, as you do that, your hips want to get involved. Feel free to accentuate that movement. And this is definitely another very exploratory pose. There's a lot of different things that you could do here. You could bend your elbows as you come around. You could draw figure eights. Or you could focus on your hips making circles here. And when you're ready, reverse directions, drawing circles over your wrists in the other direction. Just waking up the body, the spine, relaxing into the hips some here. And play around in this pose as much as you like. And when you are ready, get yourself situated for some cat and cows. In other words, make sure you feel strong and stable in your foundation. Maybe sit your knees just a little bit more under your hips. And when you are ready, inhale, pull your chest forward, gaze goes over the horizon, drive your palms into the floor, and imagine you're trying to drive or pull yourself forward. Exhale, push the ground away as we come into cat pose, pressing our upper spine towards the ceiling as we tuck our tailbone in and lift our navel towards our spine. Inhale, pull your chest forward, tilt your tailbone towards the sky as we come into cow pose. Exhale, push the ground away. Arch your back, round down, push your hips forward. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, round down. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, round down. Inhale, come to neutral. Tuck your toes. Bring them closer together. Bring your knees closer together. And sit back to your heels. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Lean back as far as you feel comfortable, reaching into the space that you cannot see. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your chest towards the sky. Interlace your fingers over your chest. Hug your rib cage with your elbows. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, press your palms away as we come into this upright cat pose, pressing your hips forward. Inhale, rise up, reaching your palms towards the sky, pressing the pinky side edge of your hands to the space behind you. Exhale, round down. Inhale, rise up, coming into your upright cow pose. Tilt your tailbone to the space behind you. Exhale, round down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, round down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, round down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms, wiggle your fingers. Untuck your toes, tap the tops of your feet out just a little bit here, and then set your hips towards your heels. If you'd like here, you could place a block in between your ankles to give yourself a little bit of lift and make this a little bit more comfortable. Or you could just sit on a big pillow with your legs out in front of you or with your legs crossed. Find a position that feels comfortable for you. If you don't have a block, bring your toes together, put some space in between your ankles, kind of sit on your ankles here. When you are ready, inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Lean back some, kick your shins into the ground. Exhale, cactus your arms. And interlace your fingers behind your back. If you would like, you can grab your strap or your scarf or something to lengthen your reach here. As you inhale, extend your arms, reach your knuckles towards the ground, getting broad across your collarbones, and then extend your arms up behind you. Keep the clasp, and then as you exhale, bring your hands on top of your right hip, tuck your right elbow back, lower your ear towards your shoulder, and nod your head yes a couple times. Maybe shake your head no. Or draw some circles and reverse. Take some time to just move and groove around here on your own, exploring some space in your neck, exploring the range that is currently available to you. And work your way back to center. Release the clasp. Inhale. Arms come to a T. Exhale. Reclasp your hands behind your back. Opposite thumb on top. Reach your knuckles towards the ground. And then extend your arms up behind you. Exhale. Keep your hands together. Bring them on top of your left hip. Tuck your elbow back, lower your left ear towards your shoulder, and nod your head yes a few times. Shake your head no. Breathing at your own pace here. Draw a few circles in one direction and then reverse. And then just explore some movement in your neck on your own here. Being gentle with yourself. And work your way back to center. Bring your fingertips to the mat behind you. You can move your block out of the way if that makes this easier. Inhale as you lift your hips towards the space in front of you. Pressing your shins in towards the ground, squeezing your glutes. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands to the top of the mat. Step your left leg back. Step your right leg back. Come into a high plank. Grip the mat through your fingers. And then press your hips back towards downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet some a little bit here. Maybe lower your heels to one side, getting a nice side body stretch. And then come to center and lower down to the other side. And then come to center. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, roll forward into high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, press your hips back and up as you come into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, roll forward into high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, press your hips back to downward facing dog. Grip the mat through your toes. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, roll forward into a high plank. From here, we're going to do some slow push-ups. You can take them on your knees or from high plank. And however you're going to take them, inhale on the lowering down, exhale on the pressing up. Beginning now. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. And then lower your knees, untuck your toes, drop your hips back towards a child's pose, extended child's pose. Pressing into the mat through the palms of your hands, letting your chest hang heavy. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor. Breathing deep here at your own pace. take a moment to bring an awareness to your surroundings. Imagine the space around you. Make note of the temperature in the room, or the breeze, or any sounds. And then take a moment to turn your attention inward to your inner landscape. Make note of how you're feeling in this moment, what your energy is like, with no judgment. Just practicing some self-awareness. Maybe scan your body from head to toe. Maybe notice the heat and the energy that we just built up radiating throughout your body. Inhale, come forward through all fours. Tilt your tailbone towards the sky as you bend your elbows, lowering your chest and chin towards the floor. Tuck your toes, and then press yourself forward as you come through a baby cobra pose. And then your toes are naturally untucked from here. Press the tops of your feet into the ground, and then rise up through a cobra pose and or into a downward facing dog. Wherever you wind up here, feel free to rock your shoulders from side to side or your hips from side to side, shoulders forward and back. Getting a nice lower side body stretch in here. And come to center. Tuck your toes. Press your hips back towards child's pose. Lift your knees. Press your hips towards the sky as you come into downward facing dog. Arms are fully extended here. Tailbone is tilted out. Navel is lifted. Knees can be slightly bent, driving your heels towards the ground. Chest is pressing towards your knees. We're going to be here for just a couple of breaths. Try to find a sense of peace here as you become aware of the effort and the ease that is accessible in this pose. Lift your heels, walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, roll up to standing. Lift your shoulders, roll them back and down. Bring your hands to heart center. Deep inhale, deep bow. Give thanks to yourself for taking time for this practice today. Give thanks for this space and this time to practice in our lives. As always, thanks so much everybody for joining me for this practice today. If you enjoyed yourself, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Oh yeah, I wanted to also mention that if there's any of these exercises that we did today that call out to you, You can just do those throughout the day or at any point. You don't have to do this whole series, and then, I mean, this whole practice. And then also, if there were any things that challenged you, maybe those are some things you want to pick out and just work primarily on those for a little bit. That being said, however you go today, peace be with you. Namaste.